What up, guys? I'm Chris. We're here at my gym, the training center. Been making these videos for a little bit. We thought it'd be fun to just go ahead and answer some of these comments. I'm gonna let my camera guy fire away. I don't know what's coming. I'm just gonna answer from my honest opinion.
Question number one, toughest fight you had in your UFC career?
Toughest fight, you know what? That always depends. It's always a tough one, right? Because my toughest opponent wasn't my hardest fight, right? And obviously, when you're training or preparing, every fight that's on the horizon is the biggest fight of your life. I think probably my toughest fight would have to be a fight I lost, and it probably wasn't the best guy I ever fought. It was probably because I wasn't as prepared as I could have been. Obviously, the biggest name I fought, my big win was that 27-second knockout over Wanderlei Silva. That was the scariest I've ever been going into the cage. Was it the toughest fight I ever had? Probably not. It was only 27 seconds.
In your opinion, most important base for MMA in terms of like other martial arts?
Most important base for MMA. I mean, listen, the numbers don't lie. Wrestling, right? How many? 32? Is it 32? Somebody will correct me if I'm wrong. Of the UFC champions have been wrestling base. And I think the next one down, jiu-jitsu, is like 12 or something. So, you know, by far, wrestling is the best base. And I'll take it one step further. I'll say, you know, is martial arts in a whole? You know, Bruce Lee said it 50 years ago, and he's not wrong. He said, you want to beat any 20-year martial artist, take a year of boxing and a year of wrestling. I would add a little anecdote there. I would say take a year of boxing, a year of wrestling, and spend 6 months on submission defense, and you'll beat just about any 20-year martial artist.
The reason why you started refereeing?
The reason why I started reffing, you know, for me, it was a very logical progression. I'm really surprised that more ex-fighters don't do it. Fighting MMA, combat sports is my life. This is what I have dedicated my life's work to. I kind of look at it like, you know, just like you evolve as a kid. You know, you grow up, you go to school, eventually you graduate high school, you move out, you go to college, and you get a job for somebody. Kind of the same thing. I grew up, I trained, I was at Team Quest, I represented Team Quest, I went out, I fought, I had my career. I opened my own school, my own gym here. That was part of my progression, and then now I become an official, I become a referee, I become a judge. You know, I think having the experience that I've had in the cage, I think, you know, lends me, I think that it should be people like me that are deciding who won or lost a fight. I'm not saying you have to have fought to be a referee or judge, but I definitely don't think that it hurts.
Most important part of a training camp that a lot of athletes overlook?
Most important part of a training camp that people overlook. You know, I think your health. I mean, you can dot your I's, cross your T's as far as it comes to, you know, your training partners, you know, that you're getting your boxing rounds in, your jiu-jitsu rounds. But, you know, number one, you know, recovery is a big part of it. Keeping the car on the road. You know, if you're training the way you should be training, you're going to step in the cage. You're going to have a couple injuries. You're going to have aches and pains because you've been pushing to the limit. If you're pushing to the limit, recovery is huge. You need to be getting in to see your masseuse. You need to be getting chiropractic. Your nutrition needs to be dialed. And if you do all those things, then everything else works that much better.
And last question, favorite memory of your entire career, not just UFC, could be bare knuckle, could be early amateur days, but favorite memory that you have of your career?
Wow, my favorite memory ever? Man, you know what? There's a lot of them because like I said, this is like my whole life. You're asking me what my favorite moment in my entire life is. You know, I would have to say being the main event for UFC. I'd have to say walking out to fight Wanderlei Silva, for example, and having the whole arena, 20-something thousand fans in there, the whole place goes black. They're playing that song for him, that Zombie Nation song, you know, and you know, walking out to that and knowing every eyeball in there was looking at me. At the time, it was scary as hell, but looking back, that was an amazing moment. That was a moment that 99.999% of the population will never have the pleasure of feeling. All right, thank you guys for watching. Please make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And if you're in San Diego, I'd love it if you checked out the gym.